Sidney and coaches. Sidney is a diesel shunter with 6 wheels, blue paint, and yellow stripes. Although he is the same shape as that previous diesel, he is not a bad sort of engine. Rather, he is a cheerful and hard-working engine. The notable problem he has is that he is very forgetful. Sidney always tried to get his job done properly, only failing to remember what he was doing, getting to the wrong destination in the end, most of the time. Forgotten where he was going one day, Sidney had decided to follow other diesel shunters like Paxton and Norman. It turned out to be he headed to the island of Sodo before we knew it. So Topham had decided to allocate him as a station pilot at a big station and engine for short distance goods. Not long after he started to work there, however, he got cracked on his wheels. After taking away his wheels, lifted up, Sidney had been left for several years, hoisted onto work slightly, until Percy found out what was going on. Since then, he has been good friends with Percy, and never forget that ever since. 3:30 p.m. one day, it was Sidney's turn to clear away Gordon's express coaches. Now, we remember the story of Thomas's special coach and Douglas's mishaps, don't we? Yes, the routine is still. After the trouble, station pilots, Douglas included, mustn't miss to leave the special coach on platform 1 for Thomas. You had better not forget that. The other engine did inform. Sidney did understand and tried to remember it. By the time he took the train away, however, the duties of the special coaches was completely out of Sidney's head, and he pushed it into the siding with the other coaches. Job done. Sidney praised himself. Now I must tackle other duties. It won't take an hour to bring a chaotic situation. Angry passengers erupted to the open hat while confused Thomas roamed looking where his coach is. Where's my coach? Thomas asked Sidney urgently. What coach? Sidney wondered. My special coach! It should be on the platform! Thomas replied back. It was then Sidney recognized his mistake. Oh no, he worried. I shunted it with others. When the problem was fixed as Thomas left with his special coach, it was very late indeed, and none were pleased. Where's Douglas now you? Thomas was furious that night in the shed. Why do I just know I never understand the importance of the special coach? Forgotten it. I won't wonder if you forgot the name of yourselves. You had forgotten the whole as I heard. Percy interrupted. Thomas's face was still red, just turning fume to shame. There is one thing clear though, boasted Gordon rudely. These diesel engines recently like him are not clever and wouldn't do a job properly. Forgot one coach? Huh, I never do such thing, I tell ya. Percy tried to rebel against Gordon how he thought, but Gordon had already fallen asleep. Sidney felt depressed. He thought about what Gordon said about these diesel engines recently. Never mind, Sidney, said Percy. I know you're doing well. Give it your own way. Besides, Gordon is always like that. Aye, Percy is right, agreed Caledonian. Go not blame yourself. That coach is forgetful on us. Considering your workload, it's natural that you forgot it. Sidney felt better hearing two engines' word. Thank you. You act nice to me, replied Sidney gracefully. Good night, Percy. Donald, too. Good night, Sidney. They greeted him. And my name is Douglas anyway, muttered Caledonian. Next morning, Sidney prepared for shunting as Gordon placed himself on the turntable. Don't leave any coach behind today, little shunter, Gordon boomed to Sidney. Fetch my express coaches now! But I haven't left any coaches. Have I? Sidney wondered. Did you mind about that? Soothed Douglas. Just focus on and remember what you did. Sidney did so as he started moving to shunt coaches. Sidney shunted a break of coaches behind Gordon without leaving any coaches behind. Hurry up, Hugh! Gordon ordered impatiently. Express must leave on time. But it isn't the time you leave. Shinny was puzzled. Huh, you silly engine. The earlier, the better. Gordon boomed. Especially important train like mine. Never forget that. It isn't possible for you though. Not for long. Passengers aboard, doors shut, gas whistle blew, and Gordon left the station whistling loudly. However, when the coaches started to follow suit, one of the coaches' coupling snapped, and half of the express coaches left behind. Stop! Come back! Screamed the coaches. Gordon didn't notice he had already picked up speed and disappeared inside. Shinny saw everything out the back of the train. Oh no, Shinny gasped. He forgot some coaches. Without thinking, he buffered up to the remainder of the express and tried to follow Gordon, pushing coaches. Shinny was a little shunter that didn't aim to drive him past. He couldn't help but realize he won't be able to catch Gordon. His concern was unnecessary though. At the junction of Thomas's branch line, Gordon was forced to stop. He was cross. What is going on? Gordon shouted to the driver. First I was running so nicely, then stopped in such an unimportant station. I don't know, the driver answered. The guard will tell in a minute. But the guard didn't come. The half of the wreck that Gordon left behind included the brake coach, and the guard was still in there. Goodness gracious me, they gasped, recognizing the accident. We left our coaches behind. I did what? Gordon was surprised. But I was pulling a train. Not an entire train, you silly engine. The driver backed. You forgot some of your carriages. Gordon felt despicable. He was running so nicely that he didn't notice what happened. Suddenly, sounds of horn was heard, and the coaches appeared with Shinny. Here's your coaches, Shinny said out of breath. You forgot some of your coaches. Gordon was speechless. Not for long, a little shunter coupled the remainder of the express coaches. Gordon said nothing as he left the station as soon as the train was completed. Later that evening, the fat controller came to see Sidney. The accident was our fault, he told. If we checked our carriage properly, that would never happen. Shinny, who had forgotten what happened, was confused. Yes, sir, but... Despite that, continued the fat controller, your quick acting made delays minimal. Your diligent attitude made our railway more convenient. Thank you, sir, Shinny reacted. Although, I don't remember what I did. Never mind about that. The fat controller laughed. But please, keep the seriousness of your work. I know you're forgetful, but you mustn't forget that. When he started working to leave, the fat controller recalled what to say. Oh, and about the special coach, you need not to do that. I should have cared for your forgetful nature. You would be happier if I arranged you simple jobs. Rumor soon spread like the butter on the bread. That night, when Gordon got back to his shed, other engine chuckled quietly. Gordon wished the shed was empty. Oh, Sinclair, came a voice. These engines recently like him are not clever and wouldn't do a job properly. What's so funny about Gordon? Asked Sidney at Douglas. He forgot half of his dream, Douglas answered, laughing. A certain engine forgot young coaches for enough, but the more coaches we got, how daft young Gordon is. Oh, I see, Shinny replied. Then he turned to Gordon. Well, never mind about it, Gordon. I often forget things too. Just focus on I remember what to do. Gordon said nothing. He just knelt disgracefully and went back further into the shed. Shinny keeps working hard. Also, he still failed to remember things, as the ranger reminds him what he has to do. Big engines like Gordon and James despised him at first, but soon learned he is a hard worker and began to admit it to him. He is a happy engine now. He appreciates the fact that he has many reliable friends. Recently, however, Shinny nearly hardly, forgot what he has to do. He delivers his goods accurately and seldom fails where to go. What did happen to him? Is there tips to remember things? Well, that is a story for another time.